So, to be honest, but they're going in £150,000 and they're off and racing. Alto a little bit slow into stride. Likewise, Old Cock, Urban Lion towards the outside is racing prominently with Mile, Bullet Point as usual. Just point and go on the inside. And the Pink Jacket is prominent in company with Remuse. They both hold handy positions. Northern Express, Mythical Guest just behind the speed in company with the Dark Armlets of Julia Augusta. Blue for You and Apiarist from Alto and Dutch Decoy as they begin the turn. Duke's Command in company with Lead Man towards the pack with Old Cock. La Trinidad just precedes them, so it's Mile who's crossed over to take the lead with Urban Lion in second, Bullet Point's Pink Jacket in third on the inside. Remuse in yellow colours races fourth, Cerulean Lion with Northern Express, and between horses Mythical Guest. Very keen is Apiarist with Blue for You midfield in company with Julia Augusta as they're halfway and making the turn. Behind these Alto, Dutch Decoy, La Trinidad just ahead of Duke's Command, Old Cock, and still towards the back Ancient Rome and Lead Man. Bullet Point just looking for a little bit of a room. He's a big horse to manoeuvre. He's caught a little bit on the inside as Mile leads from in second, Urban Lion. Remuse has had a smoother passage into the race. Bullet Point still having to sit and suffer. Pink Jacket on the inside with Northern Express. Mythical Guest, Alto makes smooth progress as well. Out in the lead it is Mile in company with Urban Lion. Now the gap's there for Bullet Point. The big horse tries to barrel his way through with Remuse and Cerulean Bay towards the outside. It's Remuse who's got first run. Bullet Point now after the leader. Then towards in third place is Cerulean Bay. Remuse with Bullet Point now finding full stride. Mythical Guest and Alto from the back, but it's Bullet Point who's got to the front, and Bullet Point will get his big handicap. What a lovely horse he is. Bullet Point beats Cerulean Bay and Remuse in the photo for second and third. Northern Express right behind those with Mythical Guest. Great progress from the back of the pack by Duke's Command to finish in about fifth or sixth. But just for a moment, he's such a big horse. They were making a wall. He was just struggling for a gap. But once that big stride is found, he is a fantastic looking horse. He stretches out, wins by a length. Bob of the head, Cerulean Bay, maybe just second, with Remuse in third. Mythical Guest may just get fourth, with Northern Express, then Duke's Command, Alto next across the line. Lead Man never got to them, and La Trinidad. So Bullet Point is who's won. It looks as if the second is going to go to the judge, but Cerulean Bay may just have got that ahead of Remuse, and it's close for fourth as well, with Mythical Guest involved with Northern Express. A deserved win for Bullet Point. Surely he's on the way to better things. What a fine looking horse he is.
Yeah, Richard, he's got an entry in the Cambridgeshire, but you sense he might be much, much better than that even. Can't pull him up, Tom Marquand, in the colours of the Marathon Partnership. That's Richard Smith, who's from down under, Melbourne in Australia. Richard Salter from Bampton in Oxfordshire. Jason, they've got such a nice horse. The overhead shots before this were so good. And Tom Marquand just sat and now delivers.
Yeah, had to wait. I quite like it that they've ended up going down the rail, so jockeyship at an absolute premium. There was a lot of people fighting for one spot. Anything too far off the gallop, you can see the horses just finishing in there, the likes of a La Trinidad, Lead Man, a couple of horses that were coming from way at the back of the pack, and you were, they were struggling. They were struggling. But prior to this, they went up round that top turn, Ed, and Bullet Point and a few others were really trying to wait for a gap, and just on the inside it was Blue for You who's holding his position. It was a great watch. Jockeyship, as we said, at a premium when nobody gives them any daylight.
Yeah, a couple of the owners are here. James and Annabelle Salter are here. And there he is, going clear. It just shows how clever the Haggases are, Francesca. Had this horse entered in the Strensel, they weren't going to waste this mark of 100, though.
Yeah, 100%. It makes sense to take them up through the grades, and having come second in his last two, his mark hadn't gone too crazy, his handicap mark, so he was able to get in here off 9 stone 12. They did finish with a fairly good blanket over them, didn't they? What did you say? Tea cozy? Tea towel?
Tea towel.
Tea towel. There wasn't a huge amount between them, but I like the way it looks like a big, strong horse, doesn't he? He's able just to get through that gap and power clear. Quiz question, what links this horse to Mini Hawk in our next race?
Must be through some kind of pedigree, is it?
Both bred by the same person, both bred by Ben Sangster. So this could be a good half an hour for him as a breeder, because he's had Bullet Point winning here, and Mini Hawk is the favourite in our Yorkshire Oaks coming up next.
Jason, the horse in second's run really well for you there.
Yeah, butchered the name, but ran quite well.
To you, Ollie.
Yeah, I'm just going to grab a word with Tom Marquand. He's a lovely horse, this lad, Tom. He's done that really well. We'll head in. He's a strapping lad, isn't he?
He is. He's just really coming together this year. It's, you know, he's such a gentleman as well, which is the lovely thing about it. Super straightforward. Obviously, I've made the running on him a couple of times just because there's been no gallop on there from the low draw. He didn't break as he normally does, and I didn't want to set him on his path of just sort of charging away and then setting it up. And there was a bit of speed coming from wide, and he relaxed into that pitch nicely. Had to just wait for things to sort of start to open out where we hadn't gone overly fast around the bend. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, from 2.5 down, there was never any doubt once it started to open that he was going to go and pick him up fairly comfortably.
Is he destined for group company, this lad?
Look, he might even be stepping up into stakes company at the weekend. He's declared it'll be a quick backup, but
Could he take it?
look, obviously the team will see him tomorrow morning, and they'll decide. But he feels fresh and well after that.
Well done.
Okay, let's confirm the result. The orthodox first four with the horse of a race with 17 runners. Bullet Point won it. Cerulean Bay was second at 20 to 1. Well done, Jason. Remus was third at 7 to 2. Mythical Guess at 25 to 1. If you did have extra places, I keep emphasising some bookmakers, not all do it, of course. Northern Express was in 5th, and other people want the 6th and the 7th. If you're interested, Duke's Command was 6th. Alto looks like he finished in 7th for a trainer, William Haggas, who's running at a 35% strike rate.
Well, William Haggas